No, I never looked upon it as being a glamorous thing, but it was fun at first. But it's a job like everything else, you know.
I was always sorry that all your memorabilia got destroyed in the war.
In the war, well, because I couldn't carry it around with me.
Except for that one bag that Dudley sent out just a few years ago.
Oh, well, that was just some little mementos I kept. Well, Beaupre Davin, for instance, who used to haunt me. I mean, he was one. There were a lot of us. There was Peter Aiken, there was Fred Smith Cullen, there was Beaupre Davin. Can't remember. Darling, would you like to go in another place around there? Because I'm talking loudly.
Oh, no, it's okay, don't worry.
That's fine. You carry on. We can just... darling, you know, all these things, there were so many. I mean, for instance, the only time I ever worked at the Dorchester, not because I couldn't, but I didn't need to. I was always... There was Andre Charlot who always knew that and it wasn't him, it was his choreographer that always were there. He was there. If you were pretty, if you were vivacious, he'd say, she's worth noting or something. They'd sit in the wings, in the front, and they always had the choreographer with them. Because she'd say, no. Good. Yeah. They said if you get through Elsie April, or you got through with Cochrane, if you got through Betty Farmer was with Lee Ephraim, and she was his right hand, she was his choreographer, and also did a lot of other things, and who knows what other things. If you got through her, you were a cinch. Then you went down in the books, and if ever they wanted a person for certain things, there you were. It was your agent that could do most of your work for you too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the sort of thing that you did in the rock and roll.
No.
No, that was a different thing altogether. This was not legitimate theatre, but it was theatre. And so far you get we do the agent rounds every morning to see if there was anything for us. Then we'd go into old, what was the name of there was a big cafe, Jones's Cafe on the corner of, Leicester Square, and the theatre opposite. I can't remember, it wasn't the Gaiety, what was the name of the... wasn't in the very heart of the way. You see, this was Leicester Square, where you had the Alhambra, which was a music hall. And if you'd worked at the Alhambra, it was good, but it was hard work because you did 2 shows a night. You see, so you worked out.
And early and late, like 7 and 9 or something like that?
Well, usually about 7, maybe 8 to 10. And then you'd have half an hour's break, and then you were there till about 12:30. Oh, well, London was very busy in those days.
Yeah.
Very late. People didn't eat till about 8.
Oh, really? Generally?
Yes.
Not just show people, but people in general?
No, people in general.
Girls?
Yes.
Aren't you interested in sitting in?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't want to be talking much more about all this.
Well, no, we just have some
necessary,
questions.
and I mean, I don't want people to know everything I've done.
Well, we just have some questions about the milieu of that time.
I
It's very
know,
interesting
it's
for
very
us
interesting.
in the 30s.
It was not, I don't think it was any more interesting. It was interesting as it is today. I think we young people today, they've got so many more options open to them. And, in our day, what did you do? You either became a nurse. You were either a nurse. To go on the stage, of course, you were sort of something, well, a little different in those days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, darling, I think people find it as interesting as you do, for instance.
Well, I think the girls find it interesting. They're just they're pottering about here. Let's concentrate, girls. Remember that this is a thing we plan to do quite a bit.
Yes, I know, but I do have people.
Okay, I understand
We've all got
that.
to be recipients in this way. I mean, it's not just the director who says you do this, you do that, and you do that. Sometimes you want to do it your own way.
Oh, I know.
You know.
But we agreed on doing this, and I think we should follow through.
Well, I've agreed to do it too, but I don't want to be doing it for 4 hours.
Okay.
Thank you very much. No, I mean, I like to talk like this, but I don't particularly want
If you're going to talk long, go to another phone, okay, please?
Hello.
That's okay. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of kids who don't even think. I mean, I'm related to them. I mean, well, Christy and Jeff would probably be interested. I don't know, not all of it. They might hear a little bit probably about Granny, but they've got other grandmothers and other grandfathers,
Right.
You know. And Sissy, I wouldn't like her to hear anything too much if I say about Will. She's very sensitive about if I say too much about Daddy when she's her father. Do you know what I mean? Because I know I'll say, and this is between us now. I know it's on there, and I don't like it. But bless her heart, and I can quite see it. She's discovered her father, and she loves him very much. But if I say something like, well, Daddy, I was saying one time, well, Daddy's a good sort of. I'd probably say funny things, Dudley coming home, and you know, we're nothing in common, and all this sort of business. It's not really anybody's business.
No. Well, I mean, we're very interested to hear how you met Dad, and we're also very interested to hear how it was to be on the stage at 18. And you were never fearful at all of being away from home or anything like that? You never had any feeling of the big nasty city, or was there any incidents where people
I never felt threatened in the big city. No, well, because I have my very good friends.
Any slimy characters try and influence you?
Darling, of course. There's always slimy characters. I mean, they'll tell you can have your own charge account. You meet some charming man, you know, why are you doing this for a living? I mean, you know, we could make a star of you. If I'd gone to America, I could probably have become a star. But supposing I hadn't, what would I have done? Not that I wouldn't have done something, because I was perfectly capable of going out and finding myself a job.
Yeah.
I was never a helpless little son that, I've been left, you know. Come home with the baby. I think that's what a lot of the relatives thought I might do. Well, I wrote another story for them. No way. No, and I was very, unlike the girls. I knew what life was all about. I wasn't a fool. And then somebody said to me, well, I knew. He said, I know the fellow. And what was his name? As a matter of fact, he was pulled up for fraud of the firm he was the manager for. He took taking all the money out from. And he was up for fraud. Because Peggy and I thought that was really very funny, because he bought me a diamond watch for my birthday, and he was nothing more. And I'm being very honest about this. I didn't like the man. He looked like Charlie Chaplin. He was horrible. I mean, not Charlie Chaplin as a comedian, he was good, but Charlie Chaplin as the white hair when he got older. And he was a real, wanted to be a sugar daddy, you know, that sort of thing. So, he bought me a watch one time. It was got some diamonds studded in it, and I know Peggy and I were coming along, and he had a big restaurant on Regent Street, a big club actually, and he gave me this for my birthday, and I said to Peggy, what do you think about that? She said, well, it's a bit ostentatious, isn't it? And I said, yes, I think so too. And I said, I don't really want to be. I think I'll give it back to him. So when I saw him, and we were in his car, Peggy and I, and Peggy always remembered this, I was sitting next to him, and Peggy was in the back, and he was taking us home from the show. And I said, by the way, I really don't think I should accept this. You know. He said, well, why not? I said, because for one thing, I think it's ostentatious. So you know what he did? He took it off. I took it off and gave it to me. He threw it out the window. Out of his car. Never did see it again.
Really?
So that was the last thing I saw of him too. I said, you better have this back, because no, I don't. I tried to imply that I wasn't bought, you know. I didn't want this sort of thing, and it was a very good watch. Peggy said to him, what did you do that for? That was daft. I said, well, I didn't know he was going to throw it out the window. I thought he might say, you could keep it. But he didn't. Threw it out of his car window, and that was the end of the watch. Little incidents like that, that's a really quite funny thing. I think they are anyway. Yeah. Because it could have been just the other way.
Well, in a way, you going to London in your teens was not that much different from Giselle going to New York. It was the center of the arts universe.
And then she'll get there, and she will know, she'll think, I'm going to finish my training, or I'm going to do something, and I'm going back.